Hello everyone, welcome to Educhemy's YouTube channel. Myself Karuna Mishra, and we will be continuing our government schemes series, as we had promised that we will be bringing this series for the prelims going students for UPSC 2021. Adding on to that, before starting my schemes, I would like to remind you that we had devised a formula in order to remember the scheme. It used to be I should know the aim, objective and purpose of the scheme. Second is I should know the agency or the ministry which is behind the implementation, or let's say giving the funds, etc. So that is my second part. And the third part was knowing the beneficiary. So when I talk about knowing the beneficiary, it has to be what is the target group, plus what is the excluded group, and within target group also if there are some exceptions, along with the basic features. I think if you are doing this, so I do not think there is any question which would be left, and all the question within schemes can be covered. And a reminder that the topic of government schemes cannot be omitted or left behind for my prelims, as I'm getting questions as many as 8 to up to 11 when it comes to this particular area. So, let us start very quickly. Now, my first scheme is my soil health card scheme. So the theme which we have taken today is agriculture. Now, there is one thing common about all the three schemes. I'll be discussing three schemes. First one being the soil health card scheme. Second is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. And third is my Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. The common ground in all the three schemes is that they are all under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Alright, so my first scheme is my soil health card scheme. My soil health card scheme aims at monitoring and as well as maintenance of my soil fertility. So in order to monitor the soil fertility, I basically take samples, the soil samples, and I issue a card in every 3 years. Now, how do I check the soil fertility? I check the nutrient status of the soil. I check the nutrient status of the soil, and I provide the appropriate dosage of nutrients which when added to the soil will add to its fertility. Now, in order to have that analysis, I have kept 12 parameters. These 12 parameters are macronutrients, secondary nutrients and micronutrients. So my macronutrients everyone knows is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. My micronutrients are zinc, iron, copper, manganese, etc. So these macro and micronutrients play great role in different types of crops. So I will have a different requirement, let's say for my pulses which are leguminous, and I'll have a different requirement for, let's say, cotton. Alright, so this study helps there. So this scheme basically provides this information to my farmers. And how do we do the lab related work? So it is divided between the center and the state government. So I have to remember three things. One, the aim is monitoring and maintaining soil fertility. Second is my ministry, which is agriculture and farmer welfare. Third is how do I do it? By giving them the nutrient status and providing the information of appropriate dosage of nutrients to be added to the soil. Chaliye, moving on to my next scheme. My next scheme is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now this reminds me of this very famous movie, Oh My God, in which they said that, we cannot provide you insurance for the act of God, but then a government of India is providing insurance even for the acts of God, also called as the non-preventable risk, such as fires, hailstorms, etc. Now, what is the aim of the scheme? The aim of the scheme is to provide comprehensive insurance and coverage against the crop loss. So I'm basically giving them an insurance. This is an insurance scheme. Now, which is the implementing agency? Again, my Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Third is, now this scheme is divided between center and state such that state has nearly 70% of the load, whereas center provides nearly 30% of the support when it comes to providing the insurance. Now, how do I assess the loss? I assess the loss using my remote sensing satellites, by using my drones and mobile phones. This scheme is voluntary for the farmers, and the premium is one premium for the pan India. So I'm having a uniformity when I provide this insurance. So this is about my Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now coming to my third scheme, which is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now, this scheme again by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Now, what is the purpose of this scheme? Two things. One is that I have to extend the coverage of irrigation. So, I am concerned about increasing the irrigated area. Second is I have to enhance the water usage efficiency. So, if you see, that it talks about har khet ko pani, I am increasing the coverage, per drop more crop. So I am talking about efficient use of water, I am talking about drip irrigation, I am talking about importing technologies from Israel, gel based irrigation, you can recall all that. That comes within my per drop more crop. Then I am talking about Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, AIBP, Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, which is a support program by central government to the state in order to increase my irrigated area. And third being the watershed management, again where I am using the efficient, or I am promoting the efficient use of water. Now, how do I implement this scheme? So, I have created this micro irrigation fund with NABARD worth rupees 5,000 crore. So, it is the job of NABARD now to extend the loans to my state government, which have this obligation or this role to extend the land under irrigation by 2 hectares per year according to the 14th Finance Commission. So, these were my 3 schemes all under my Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. I talked about soil health card, I talked about my Sinchai Yojana, which is regarding irrigation, and I talked about an insurance scheme which is related to my crop loss. So I hope this video helped you in revising your schemes. We will come up again with more such videos. Till then, stay tuned, happy learning. Thank you so much.